Hey guys, you're watching an EG Pro Tip sponsored by Kingston HyperX. I'm Jordan Nothing Gilbert, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit about spamming on the CT side of the map DE Dust 2. This map's got a lot of, on this side rather, has a lot of spams that are more useful for maybe retaking or just getting a couple bullets off, but you normally don't have too much cover except in the beginning of the round. So I'm going to start from the A side of the map and I'm going to move over to B and just show you guys some of the spams I like to do when I'm playing defensive. So I'm going to go in game here. Like I said, I'm going to start with A. I'll just run over to long, and there's not too many spams over here at long A, but I'll show you the ones that I do like to do. The first one as I'm running over here that we can note is you could line this corner up with this slant right here. When you're about halfway with the slant, or you're halfway lined up with the slant, right to the left of it, it's kind of hard to tell unless you're on your own monitor, but you shoot right when it becomes flat again. You actually can tap right here at about this height, right above where the brick pattern changes. And that'll actually be a good like chest medium hit, you know. And that's not always a spot where they're just going to be standing the whole time, but it's something you could do if maybe you did a double long setup and you had another guy pushed up to maybe here so they couldn't rush out on you or something. So this is something that you want to do to entice them to want to come out, because regardless they're not going to be able to kill you. So you're going to be standing back here and you're just going to be doing this spam lined up halfway, and that's a good spam just to tag them early. The only other spamming really that you could do over here is pushed up here, and you could actually spam to the right of this box sometimes. You can spam anywhere here, but I like to do this one in particular because a lot of times they'll be holding the push or the flank out there, and I'll just sometimes run here, and if I heard him maybe run away, if he was in the tunnel and I heard him run, I know he'll be running towards maybe mid or something, so I'll just start shooting right here. So I'm going to move over to catwalk. There's not too many spams over here. The only thing you got, which I think is good to be aware of as far as spamming on the stairs itself, it's not really as much of a full angled spot, but it's the fact that you could take advantage that you could spam through this corner right here. So if you're ever holding this angle and a guy shoulder peeks you, instead of just waiting for him to peek again because you can't spam through this, you could actually unload pretty shallow on this wall and it'll kill them. You don't want to shoot all the way over here when they run away, because even though that looks like that's where they'll be when they go right here, it's really not. That's more like over here when you spam that. So if they're going to shoulder peek you and you want to spam them down, just start shooting shallow to the corner right here. And the best bet that you're going to get is you're going to dink or kill them. They're not going to be able to run around and kill you though, because you're shooting at that spot. And if you're unloading bullets there, the worst case is that he's going to survive and he's going to reload and chase you, and you're going to get to fall back. And normally when you do a spam like that, you're going to obviously want to have an after spam plan. One option will be having a teammate holding a flash prime for you, or another just saying that you're going to run and jump to the CT spawn boxes while throwing a flash or something. Just always having a plan for your spams is good. But the rest of A, you know, there's not too many spams. There's this one really quick I'll show you is a counter spam for the goose spot. When you're playing here and you slide out, you can just shoot right here under the second O actually, and you slide out. It lines up with these two things. And that's actually right on the corner right there. And that's just a good little spam. In case they're walking out, obviously you want to put on your silencer here so they can't really tell where it's coming from if they're just creeping. And the best time to really do that would be if you had a teammate maybe spotting here or something so they couldn't creep up on you while you're tapping. The rest of spamming on A that really involves A actually is just mostly retake spams. So I'll show you guys some good spams for retaking really quick. One thing is good for a mid-rotator is when you could stand right here, anywhere in this area, but the spot I like to do is push up along this box. So you have the elbow of the cat is actually right here. It's I just know that from seeing this so many times. The wall comes like this and then it cuts across. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to aim here, and something that you could probably reference it on your screen, there's like some dark spot, big phallar right here. You can just go to the left of that. And all this area right here is good when they're rushing the site, or when they're falling back to cat as tees after they plant it, just to spam really quick. Now once you advance up here, another spam I like is right lined up with this light. I just stand right here to the left of it, and I just shoot right up at the wall. It's a few inches off the screen, off the wall right here. And you just shoot right here, and this is where a lot of people actually stand, just when they're walking out cat, or when they're watching people to run up in this spot, or when they're trying to kill you when you're running up here. So that's a good spam. Third one I'd say, it's right here when they're planting. You could actually line up right with this box right here. Just right when I line up actually with this mountain. Right when I'm like the mountains by this box right here, it's lined up. It seems like it's too much, but it's not. When you actually get it down, you learn to just run here, and you can spam the spot, and you can get the guy if he's pinning with the default spot for catwalk. So So that's basically all the spam. The only last spam there really is a counter spam to goose, which is just ducking along this back wall. You can see where the goose would be, and you just shoot right here. And that's just a good spam for retaking, you know. If you ever have time, it's the last guy's alive, your teammate calls out, he's goose, he's goose. Well, you just run up here and you just start spamming this, you get the frag.